Show me what you did.
Okay, this is Miss Wanda's new faucet. Of course, that's cold, and that's hot, and that's what we were doing, and there was no water. We were freaking out, like something's wrong here.
Who was freaking out?
I was, because I'm the one who had to work on it. And then I come to realize that you have to tilt it out. And then the good thing about it is, this thing comes out of here.
I love that. That's my favorite.
You can pull it down in here, you can wash in here, or you can go to a straight stream, you know. This is a big commercial sink. This is nice.
And that's a farmhouse.
Farmhouse stainless steel sink.
Well, this is a farmhouse faucet.
Oh, faucet, yeah.
That way my big pots are going to be...
It won't work on hot because I don't have any hot water hooked up right now.
But
I only have the cold water hooked up, so we can turn it there.
But you're kind of proud of yourself now, aren't you?
But what I like about this thing is it has this strainer system in it down here. It's got a little handle on it. You can pick that thing up, and if you get scraps or whatever, you know, trash, you don't have to go down your faucet there. You can just drop that thing in there.
And it's not plastic.
It's not plastic. It's all stainless. This goes in. You got a nice stopper. You can fill this baby. That thing probably holds, I don't know, this thing probably holds 15 gallons. You know?
It probably does.
It's huge.
Because I put a gallon in it and it barely covered the bottom.
Covered the bottom. Yeah. See, that's nice. Another step in the kitchen.
I'm really awesomely pleased that you found out why you had no water.
I was just fixing to start cutting into plumbing, and I'm like, I am not cutting into my brand new plumbing. I just put it everywhere.
Now,
Wanda, we just talked about this, and I told her, I said, it's all new. You know, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. And
look at the color of the fronts. Soon.
Yep, it's all.
Now, we've got
all we lack on the stove is a gas line and a bottle, and it's ready to roll. I've done switched it from natural gas to liquid propane, and I will show how I've done that. There's several steps you have to take to do that.
But I'm going to be ready sometime soon. He's got to get my doors, the drawers, the garbage bin, and yeah, that's a gun.
That's just Deep South. We have a gun with us everywhere we go.
But isn't that awesome? The sink works. The drain works. Now it goes where it's supposed to. That was another issue. You want to explain the problem?
Yeah, we
24 hours trying to figure this thing out.
24 hours to figure this out. We came out here. I put all the system in here, underneath it there. I told Miss Wanda, I said, okay, let's see if we got any leaks, which is what you do. We put the plug in the sink, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't leaking around the strainer here because the system they sent was kind of flimsy. I went back and done it commercially like I used to do it. And we put the stopper in here like this, and I told her, I said, fill it up with water. So we put a gallon or two of water in here, and we left it overnight. Came out here, it was still full the next morning, so it meant it wasn't leaking here. We had a towel under here. There was no water under there anywhere. And just wanted to pull that loose, and water didn't go nowhere. And I was like, that ain't good. That's not good.
It took him hours to find it.
It took me hours and hours. I went outside the building over here. I dug all downside the building. I found the 4-inch line that was over there. I found the 2-inch shower line that was coming out and the lavatory line. And I told her, I said, the only thing I know to do is I cut all this back loose under here. And I ran a snake in it that you do by hand because I have one. I have a 25-foot one, and I ran it, and it got to 23 feet. Come to a dead end, but I could hear water in the pipe. And I told her, I says, there's water at about 20 to 23 feet in that pipe. And I said, I'm hitting something solid. I said, the only thing I can figure is this thing is capped off somewhere outside this building. And I said, and this is hard red clay with gravel all in it. And I said, and I've got to sit here and I've got to dig all the side of this building up all the way across here, down 2 foot deep. I said, I don't want to do that.
Because 11 years later, somebody didn't remember what he did.
Yeah, 11 years. It's been 11 years since I did this slab and had it inspected and everything. And I couldn't remember what I did. I said, surely I would have tied it into the drains in yonder. But I said, but then again, the 4-inch comes out in the middle for the toilet. I said, and I could have come out on each side where I tied into my drain line outside so it wouldn't all be under the slab. So I took a probe and I started going down side the slab, pushing, and I just got to a point I couldn't push it no more. And so I said, well, the ground was just too hard, too much gravel in it. So I came and I measured from that outside wall to this drain right here. I went over there and I measured the same distance because I'm so OCD about everything. I said I probably ran that line straight out. I said, but knowing me, I angled it just a little bit so that it would tie into that 4-inch with a Y. So I added another 2 foot onto it over there and took my shovel and started hitting the gravel, and all of a sudden the shovel just punched down in the ground. And I said, okay, when I put this pipe in, I dug through the gravel at that point and I just put regular dirt back in on top of it. And I dug down, and sure enough, there was the drain. It was capped off. For when you have an inspection done, you have to run a pipe 10 feet up in the air, and it's got to be a 3-inch diameter pipe in order to have the equivalent of the right amount of pressure to make sure you don't have any fittings leaking anywhere. So when I found the cap that was on the end of it, I dug all around it, took the cap off, hooked all this back up, turned the water on, it shot right through it perfect. I'm like, okay, so I went ahead and hooked it up out there. Guys,
Moral of the story.
the moral of the story is when you do something, take pictures.
Because 11 years later,
11
you don't.
years later, it's a whole lot easier to look at a picture and say, oh, I did this. Because you think you'll remember, but you won't, I promise you. I have a photographic memory, and I literally forgot about this. I remembered that over there, but I did not remember this right here. And my age is having something to do with it too. But take pictures of everything if it's underground so you know where it's at and how you done it.